Rogue One's phantom scenes. Let's start with one of the biggest trailer frogs in recent memory. Rogue One had some absolutely epic moments in its trailers that just don't exist in the actual movie. Remember that iconic shot of Jyn Erso standing on a platform staring down a TIE fighter? That never happens. The platform is there, Jyn is there, but that menacing TIE fighter hovering right in front of her? Completely fabricated for the trailer. And don't even get me started on Jyn's rebellious "I rebel" line to Mon Mothma. Sounds badass, right? Too bad it was cut from the movie entirely. Same with Saw Gerrera asking, "What will you become?" These weren't even spoiler-avoiding edits. They were casualties of massive reshoots that basically rewrote the entire third act. The disconnect was so obvious that fans immediately realized Disney had practically made two different movies. At least the one we got was pretty good, but man, those trailers were basically advertising a completely different film. Marvel's digital magic tricks. Marvel Studios has turned trailer deception into an art form, and Avengers: Infinity War might be their masterpiece of lies. That money shot of the Hulk charging into battle in Wakanda alongside the other Avengers? Pure fiction. Bruce Banner never hulks out during that fight. He's stuck in the Hulkbuster armor the whole time, dealing with some serious performance anxiety issues. Marvel literally created a fake scene just for the trailer. They digitally painted the Hulk into a battle he never joined. And they didn't stop there. They even edited Thanos' gauntlet to show fewer Infinity Stones than he actually had in those scenes. The best part? They've admitted to doing this stuff on purpose. Kevin Feige basically said, "Yeah, we lie in our trailers to avoid spoilers." At this point, analyzing Marvel trailers is like playing detective. You have to figure out what's real and what's just marketing magic. By the way, if you're enjoying these wild marketing deceptions, hitting that subscribe button helps us keep exposing Hollywood's secrets. Plus, you'll never look at a movie trailer the same way again. The Spider-Man Vanishing Act. Speaking of Marvel's trailer trickery, Spider-Man: No Way Home took things to a whole new level by making two entire Spider-Men disappear. Fans knew something was up when they saw the Lizard getting kicked by an invisible force in the trailer. His head just snaps back like he got punched by a ghost. Turns out, Marvel had digitally erased Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man from the shot. They did this throughout the entire marketing campaign. Every scene with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield was either completely cut or digitally altered to hide them. We're talking about sophisticated CGI erasure, just to keep a secret. Here's the thing though, nobody was really mad about this one. The payoff of seeing all three Spider-Men together was worth the deception. Sometimes, a lie in service of a greater surprise is actually pretty cool. Marvel knew exactly what they were doing, and fans loved them for it. This is the evolution of movie marketing. Elaborate puzzles designed to generate speculation and debate. Drive's Fast and Furious fake-out. Oh boy, this one caused some drama. The trailer for Drive made it look like a high-octane action thriller. Fast cars, chase scenes, Ryan Gosling looking cool behind the wheel. What audiences got instead was a slow-burn, artsy character study with maybe 10 minutes of actual driving. It's basically the opposite of Fast and Furious. More like slow and contemplative. One woman in Michigan was so upset that she actually sued the distributor for false advertising. She claimed the movie bore very little similarity to a chase or race action film. The lawsuit got thrown out, but honestly, she had a point. Drive is actually a brilliant movie, but if you walked in expecting wall-to-wall car chases based on that trailer, you probably felt pretty deceived. The marketing team basically took an art house film and tried to sell it as a Michael Bay movie. When does creative marketing cross the line into false advertising? Apparently somewhere between artistic misdirection and promising Ryan Gosling action and delivering Ryan Gosling staring pensively. Godzilla's Cranston bait-and-switch. Bryan Cranston, they marketed as the lead, gets killed before you've even finished your popcorn. The rest of the movie follows his son in Hollywood marketing. Suicide Squad's Joker Vanishing Act. Speaking of betrayals, let's talk about Suicide Squad's biggest lie. The trailers were absolutely packed with Jared Leto's Joker. "I can't wait to show you my toys," he purrs in that creepy voice. That line was in every single trailer. It was basically the movie's catchphrase. It's not in the movie, at all, along with about half of the other Joker footage they showed us. Fans bought tickets expecting Joker the movie and got maybe 10 minutes of screen time instead. The Clown Prince of Crime barely affects the main plot. He's basically an expensive cameo in his own marketing campaign. David Ayer later admitted they cut most of Joker's scenes to focus the story. Yeah, focus it right out of the character everyone came to see. The disconnect between what they promised and what they delivered was so bad that fans are still asking for the Ayer cut to this day. Some of these trailer lies become more famous than the actual movies themselves.
Hereditary's genius fake-out.
Now, here's a case where the trailer lie was actually brilliant. Hereditary's marketing focused entirely on Charlie, the creepy little girl making that unsettling clicking sound. Every trailer made it look like she was going to be the main source of horror. You know, another scary kid movie like The Ring or The Grudge. Then, she dies in the first act, and the real horror begins. This wasn't accidental. The filmmakers deliberately misled audiences to preserve one of the most shocking moments in recent horror. They wanted you to think you were getting one kind of movie, so they could completely pull the rug out from under you. It's manipulative, sure, but in the best possible way. Sometimes a lie serves the story, and Hereditary proves that misdirection can be an art form when it's done right. Just ask anyone who went in unprepared for that telephone pole scene.
Alien 3's alternate universe.
This might be the most shameless trailer lie in Hollywood history. The Alien 3 teaser straight up advertised a movie that never got made. In 1979, we discovered in space, no one can hear you scream. In 1992, we will discover that on Earth, everyone can. Sounds epic, right? Xenomorphs finally come to Earth for the ultimate showdown. Except, the movie takes place entirely on a prison planet. Earth doesn't even get mentioned. They literally made a teaser for a completely different concept, one that existed in an early script draft before the project's legendarily troubled development changed everything. So audiences expecting xenomorphs running loose in New York got a bald Sigourney Weaver fighting one alien on a space prison. It's like they marketed a sequel to a movie they decided not to make. Even by Hollywood standards, that's impressively misleading. They basically advertised a movie from an alternate universe.
Jarhead's missing war.
Here's a tricky one. How do you market a war movie where nobody actually fights in a war? Jarhead's trailers showed Jake Gyllenhaal in combat gear, explosions, burning oil wells, all the imagery of a classic action war film. The actual movie is about Marines sitting in the desert, waiting for a war that never comes. It's literally called an anti-war meditation. These soldiers never fire a shot in combat. The enemy barely shows up. It's less Saving Private Ryan and more Waiting for Godot Military Edition. The movie is actually really good if you know what you're getting into, but audiences expecting battlefield heroics felt completely duped. In a weird way, it's thematically appropriate. The soldiers were misled about getting glory, just like audiences were misled about getting action. Probably not intentional, but it's poetic.
Star Trek's Missing Baby Spock.
J.J. Abrams' Star Trek reboot had this sweet moment in the trailer. Newborn Spock being welcomed by his parents on Vulcan. Amanda and Sarek sharing tender lines. He has your eyes. He has your ears. It's exactly the kind of character moment that would have given Spock's story more emotional weight. Too bad it's nowhere in the actual movie. Along with most of Winona Ryder's other scenes as Spock's mother, fans were genuinely confused why such a high-profile actress had basically no screen time. Turns out, they filmed a bunch of stuff with her, put it in the trailer, then cut it all out in post-production. It's one thing to cut scenes for pacing, but when you're using deleted footage to market your movie, that crosses into false advertising territory. The trailer essentially promised a scene that they'd already decided not to include. Ferris Bueller's phantom siblings. Even beloved 80s comedies aren't immune to trailer weirdness. The Ferris Bueller's Day Off preview includes something that'll make any fan do a double take. In the trailer, Ferris has two younger siblings, little Todd and Kimberly, accusing him of faking illness. He's got syphilitic meningitis. It's actually pretty funny, Except Ferris only has one sibling in the actual movie, his older sister Jeannie. Turns out those younger kids were filmed for deleted scenes, but John Hughes decided they were unnecessary and cut them out. The trailer was edited before those cuts happened, so it accidentally created a bizarro world version of the Bueller family. Imagine watching the movie after seeing that trailer. You'd be sitting there like, wait, weren't there 2 more kids? Am I losing my mind? Sometimes the editing room makes decisions that turn trailers into time capsules from alternate timelines.
Midnight in Paris's Hidden Secret.
Our final example is interesting because the lie might have actually been brilliant marketing. Midnight in Paris was sold as a charming romantic comedy about a writer wandering beautiful Parisian streets, dealing with his annoying fiancée and her friends. Standard rom-com stuff, right? Except, every night at midnight, Owen Wilson gets magically transported back to the 1920s to hang out with F. Scott Fitzgerald, Ernest Hemingway, and Salvador Dali. You know, just normal rom-com things. The time travel element is literally the entire point of the movie, but the trailer completely hid it. Many viewers had no idea what they were getting into and were delightfully surprised by the fantastical twist. This one's debatable. Is hiding your movie's central concept lying, or is it preserving the magic? Either way, it worked. Sometimes the best surprises come from trailers that don't show you everything. Never trust a movie trailer completely. That epic scene might be deleted. That main character might die early. That action movie might actually be a slow-burn art film about the human condition.
Which of these trailer lies shocked you the most? The completely fabricated Hulk scene?
Or maybe those phantom Ferris Bueller siblings that somehow made it into the marketing? Drop a comment with the most misleading trailer you've ever seen. Trust me, after researching this video, I'm convinced there are probably hundreds more examples we missed. And if you enjoyed diving into Hollywood's marketing deceptions, there are plenty more movie mysteries where these came from. Until next time, remember, always read the fine print, even when there isn't any.